See why he be moving this thing. This thing is uncomfortable. Zigzagger, what up? What up? What up, man? Let me know you can hear me. All art, man. What's up? All art is mental. Oh, somebody tried to video call me on my video phone. Oh, that's Jew. Let me see him. Ooh, that's what I could have did it. What up? What up? Everything clear? Darwin, what up, man? What's good? What's going on? Peace, 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 peace to the family. What's happening? Let's Harmony, what up? What up? What up? What up? Let's smizash that like button so we can get some people up in here. It's Saturday night. Andrea, what's up? It's Saturday night. Saturday Night Live, OG Bruce Lee. What's going on? What's going on? What y'all got cracking this Saturday night, man? What's good? I just wanted to have a real open dialogue. See where y'all at, man. What y'all on? What y'all doing out here? What y'all doing tonight, man? Saturday. Y'all got any wine? Y'all got some Gorilla Glue? Who's smoking cookie? I don't smoke that stuff. I think my smoking days are officially over. Just not a weed guy. Ah, you on that Pinot Noir, huh? Oh. I gotta go upstairs and see if I got some more of that blueberry. I'm not even sure. All right, man. OG Bruce Lee, roll one up, man. Roll it up. What we talking about tonight, man? What we gonna get on tonight? Did y'all see the verses? Y'all saw Gucci and Jeezy. You know, Jeezy did his thing. Yeah. The Snowman did he did his thing. Jeezy got his beats is just more mainstream beats, you know what I'm saying? For sure. And Jeezy had to break out, you know, church in these streets on him. He had to pull that minister thing out on him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, I saw my son, the general, on YouTube getting that Gucci. In regards to like, nigga, it's been 15 years, man. You know, 15 years. And if we don't have the key to eradicate trauma, then we can't put a timeline on it. Before we can even speak on it, we would have to really understand the trauma, and not even just understand it. You got to have a solution for it before you can even talk about the trauma. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have it. I didn't see that red table talk, man. I'm gonna peep it out. Um, that's to have people trying to set you up and run up on you and get you and kill you. That's a whole nother level. And then for you to have to live with the fact that you killed somebody, although it could be justified, I still don't feel like I don't feel like I don't feel like Gucci, and this is my opinion, I don't feel like Gucci or the rational human being can just swallow that easily. The fact that you killed somebody. You had to, but damn, did you want to? Because the record don't reflect that this dude Gucci is out here killing people. The record don't reflect he's killing people. The record reflect that he killed somebody in really honestly in self-defense. So now that's another layer that's added to the trauma. You understand what I'm saying? Um, but nevertheless, you know what I mean. I digress. A great verses, um, great verses. You know what I'm saying? You got $1 million of jury on, man. Gucci, like, I own half Atlanta. Let's talk real estate, man. You know what I mean? So that was a good one. You know what I mean? Um, but it was great, man. That was a good one, man. That was good for the culture. I like that one for sure. You know what I mean? And he'll get there because now Gucci finally got a chance to get that shit off his chest. Hopefully, you know what I mean, and in a public setting too, where it's a lot of eyes on it as far as the observation effect goes, and you can direct it towards what appears to be the origin of it from Jeezy's side. You know what I'm saying? So at the very end, when he was like, "Man, no disrespect. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you extending the olive branch." That was his healing in that sense. You know what I mean? Closure, hopefully, inside of that whole situation, irregardless to the previous, track he laid down, and he telling you like, yo, you send some more people on me. I'm putting their ass in the box too. And that's anxiety, man. You know what I mean? And that's just the truth. If it happens, I got to do it again. You know what I mean? But that level of pressure, I don't think we understand that level of pressure. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a lot of pressure, man. You know what I mean? Rappers getting shot and robbed, and you already have run-ins with people. Like every move is a calculated step. You know what I'm saying? You don't know if today is going to be your day and whatnot. So you never at peace. You know what I'm saying? Not, I don't think. You know what I mean? Not, you always got to be on alert. You know what I mean? And so hopefully, there's some great things to come out of that one, man. All right, and I'm gonna check that, man. So where y'all at, man? What y'all wanna get on, man? I just wanted to check the breeze with y'all, man. Say what's up to you. Happy Saturday to you. Any questions on anything, man? Just kind of open Saturday night joint. I ain't really got nothing planned. Far as subject matter goes, is a busy day for me. Um, so I couldn't necessarily get in that space, but perhaps tomorrow for sure. You know what I mean? We can do something. Let me check the calendar tomorrow. Yeah, he up at noon. We may do something tomorrow night. All right. We may do something tomorrow night, man. So what y'all got, man? Any questions? What you got? Better pick me while you can, man. What you got? Ray, what up, man? What's good? Yeah, I got your email too, right? I got it today. I did put you and your wife inside of the program. So since the month is almost over, y'all be getting December's personal reports and whatnot. You know what I mean? And so I don't have Astro pulled up. You just got to give me the specs and whatnot. Yeah. You're welcome, man, and definitely do the homework And so if y'all like, what the hell is Raven talking about doing the homework? When you sign up in the Family Wealth Club, man, there's some things to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing to do is, um, are you going to fill out the millionaire pledge? Ooh, are you gonna fill out the millionaire pledge? The millionaire pledge is for you. It ain't for me, man. It is for you. That's if you desire to be a millionaire, multimillionaire, whatever the case may be. Um, I think that every family should have a crest. So there's instructions in on that, like, hey, go get you a crest. You know what I mean? The Rothschilds got a shield, and everybody got this cool, shield, this emblem that represent their family. Have you took the time out to do that for yourself and your family? Go to Fiverr. You can get that thing done for $5, $12. You know what I mean? And make you a crest for your family. Sit down with your family. Or if you ain't got no family, you the only one that's in it. You know what I mean? Like, still define it, and then allow people to adhere to that legacy. Plant them seeds. You know what I'm saying? So create a family crest. The 5 pillars of wealth. You know what I mean? Spiritual, physical, intellectual, social, financial. I never separate emotion from mental. The emotion is a mental. That's mental. You know what I'm saying? You've heard me mention it before. If you haven't, it's simply because emotion is a blanket term that we just say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was being emotional." Nah, what you're really saying is, I lost logical control of myself. I didn't make any conscious sense. And upon reflection, consciously thinking about what I did, I determined that shit I did was irrational. Therefore, I apologize. It's still a thought process that you went through. And so I don't term emotion as something separate, man. It's a mental component. Um, in truth, they're all mental components, but I definitely don't separate those two. Spiritual, physical, intellectual, social, financial. You know what I'm saying? To us, is the 5 pillars of wealth. And being honest and where you at in that journey is very important. Some people like spiritual wealth. I was spiritually wealthy for a long time, still spiritually wealthy, but was I financially wealthy? No, not by my standard of financial wealth. Hell no. You can have physical wealth. Well, that's your health and your wellness. So that makes sense, because without that, you're not going to enjoy anything else. Intellectual wealth is a mug, and is really the best thing that you can have in the quarantine world right now. Is intellectual wealth, intellectual property. Only me fans, in a sense, you know what I'm saying? People getting direct at you, that you can share some things that may not take physical resources to reproduce. So intellectual wealth is turns great profit margins. Um, Social wealth is more of the hippies. I love the hippie community. These are social butterflies and peace, man, and the earth, and everybody's living together in this one community type of vibe. My thing is, though, the underlying thing with that is you're still paying property taxes. You should have property insurance just in case something happened. You still got to pay for county water and sewage and whatnot. And you need money. You need, especially more people there. You need space. You got to build, and you need raw materials for gardens and things of that nature. And so a lot of these things require financial, just requires money. And so that other pillar, the financial aspect, becomes very important. You know what I mean? If you can key in right there and be willing to take the journey, that's what a challenge is. That's the challenge is, will you step up and be like, you know what? I raise my hand. I dare be the one that wants to change the financial destiny of my family. You know what I'm saying? And you got to make that decision. So these are things that we do inside of the Family Wealth Club. So when y'all see again Raymond in the chat, like, yo, man, I gotta do my thing. And shout out to D. They had the stock club meeting today. You know what I'm saying? So the second Saturday of the month is the stock club meeting. You know what I'm saying? And so That's when we, it is what it is. We talk about, what's popping in the stock world. Make your decision accordingly, man. So we just got to get together, synchronize, and start talking about, various things to get inside of. And then, of course, me, I like to bring real estate deals and stuff to it. So that's what Ray was talking about in the chat, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I know this is your first, probably your first live meeting that took place. And y'all can get to that from theprosperityinvestmentgroup.com. So theprosperityinvestmentgroup.com. And then you can click on membership and you see the Family Wealth Club that's there. And guess what? Those of you who are more in the star science, but you also want a piece of, I'm gonna get this wealth too. Then myastrologycoach.com, you can click on memberships, and there's two options there. You can go straight for the reports, only $19 a month. That's your cosmic insurance plan. Or you can do $44 a month, because the wealth club by itself, no report, is just $37. You can come in the max side of it from the astro portion, want the report, it's only $44 a month. So technically you get the report for only $7 a month, but you inside the wealth club. You know what I'm saying? And so, the option is yours. Again, myastrologycoach.com, click on memberships, bam. Or you can go straight to the Prosperity Investment Group and click on the membership there as well. It's going to bring you to the same locale. What up, El Monte? All right, man. So what you got, man? Money, Uranus in the second house. Man, Uranus in the second house is sudden, sporadic, genius. That's tech money. That's that technology, cryptocurrency stuff, man. Be unique to yourself. Be true to the game. Uranus is the unique individual. So that's the person who got to be genius. So you probably do fairly well in some tech stocks that you pick. Something dealing with technology, or something that's dealing with humanitarian efforts, because Uranus represents that. So the balance of that, I would say, be conservative, because you never know. It could be a sudden influx or it can be a sudden decrease. So you want to make sure you be conservative throughout that duration, or if you were born with it, just so your ups and downs, your downs don't creep up on you. You know what I'm saying? Adrian, what's up? All right. You gotta give me the whatchamajigger, man. You gotta all artists mental. Like, you see what OG Bruce Lee did? He was like, hey man, I got Uranus in the second. So he gave it to me without me having to go look for it. You know what I mean? So I don't have it pulled up where I'm typing it in and I'm looking at it. I'm just coming off the top of my head once you tell me what it is. So the challenge sometimes is, hey, you got to know this stuff. You got to at least know where something is. And I'll give you the feedback. So now that gets you going, and not necessarily 100% relying upon someone just to tell you things. You know what I'm saying? Got it. So yeah, go to astro.com, sign up for free, put your data in there, and pick it, man. What you want? Take a look at something. What you want? Man, y'all want to know something interesting? I had an interesting experience today. I didn't know there was a such thing as toe readings. And I was like, tarot? Like, no, toe readings. Like the toes on my feet? Yeah, you can read the toes on your feet. And I'm like, stop playing. You serious? And then it made sense. Because the moment that you start talking cosmic stuff, like, oh yeah, the 5 toes could represent ether, fire, air, earth, water. And I'm like, oh shit. Oh, now I'm going, because it's easy. If it's anything related to the cosmic thing, I'm a master that shit. It's easy for me to understand it. And I was like, come on, tell me more, man. You know what I mean? And Yeah, like your big foot could be your big toe could be spirituality and your creativity, and your second foot, the second toe rather, is air, which represent communication and your ideas. And it's funny because my second toe is actually a little longer than my big toe, right? So I remember years ago, they said the Egyptian toes, the Greek toes, the Roman toes. I'm a Greek nigga then because I got Greek toes, right? And so, but that makes sense because my air is ideas. I'm Aquarius, all this air energy, and I got it's been brought to my attention, right, that I blurt, right? There'd be shit on my mind. I'll just say some shit. We be talking about one thing. Y'all know how I get here. I'll talk about something else, but to me it's relative. You know what I'm saying? And make it bring it all back together and stuff. So my big toe is long because I got a lot of air energy and shit. And yeah, man. Like so, if the toes are like crunching, then that could be a sign of abuse because you're cringing in a sense. And I'm like, yo, this is very interesting. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, see, like, look, all art is mental. And he said my second toe is longer too. And look at that. Look at the name of the tag, mental, which is air in the mind, and the second toe is supposed to be air. So then, bam, you know what I mean? If you one of those airy, thinky philosopher type of people, then your second toe may be longer than your big toe, right? And so I'm really listening to this. I can't wait till you come on and really just share this shit. Um, but yeah, toe readings blew my mind. I said, "What? This is crazy." Right? Ah! Stop playing. So anyway, um it's off the chain, man. It's off the chain. Um and you gotta, you just look at these little different modalities, you know what I'm saying? And so I got me one, man. I'm like, hold on, let me see. Now I'm sitting up here analyzing my shit. Because what I'm really, really, really concerned about, or what really interests me, is subconsciously how things will appear in the body that's a reflection of some things that may be running beneath our conscious awareness. You know what I'm saying? So that intrigues me. You know what I mean? And so, like, I got a red mole on my arm. My grandmother had red moles and stuff, but I got a red mole. And I'm like, man, I wonder if I could do something to another part of the body, will this mole go away? Yeah, I'm crazy. So I actually took a razor blade and actually cut the red mole, and it was bleeding. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I wasn't stabbing myself, but I was trying to cut the surface of it, and I wanted to cut it as deep as I could, close to the skin as possible. Just man, that shit clotted and came right back, right? And so I'm like, man, it got to be something inside the body that I can, rock with. So I'm really interested in that kind of stuff, right? So anyway, maybe in the future y'all be seeing toe readings, okay? Y'all, I got somebody for y'all. If you're interested, I swear to God, you're interested, then let me know. You know what I mean? You can email me nobleampu at gmail, and I'll connect you to them. You know what I'm saying? Because they actually went to school for this. You know what I'm saying? Real story. And so that was an interesting thing to me, because what was it? The they say your baby toe is your money toe, right? And I was like, okay. And then the toe next to your baby toe is your relationship toe. What up, Mike? That's your relationship toe, right? And I'm like, oh, now my baby toe rolls with, like, it just rolls into that the toe next to it. And so the consensus is my relationships are connected to my money, or my money is connected to my relationships, or my sense of security in relationships is connected to my money. And that is very true. Like that is like super duper true. You know what I'm saying? So I found that to be interesting. And then even on the right foot, the toes are closer together, like they in unison. The left foot, there's a slight gap. And so the right foot and the left foot is different. Like the right foot is how you project yourself out in the world, and your sense of belief outward, and then the left foot is more of your internal perception and whatnot. So I was like, damn, this is it was dope, man, for real. It was dope. For seriously, I ain't gonna even lie to you. This is a whole nother aspect. I'm actually about to text my daughter, like, hey, let me see your feet and look and whatnot and see straight up. But if you're interested, man, I connect you. Just email me, man. Noble Anpu at Gmail. That's Noble Anpu, ANPU at Gmail. All right. All right, man. So what y'all got, man? What's going on, man? This Saturday night, man. I just wanted to see what y'all was doing. What's good? Any specs for me? True story, Sean Harris. Toe readings, man. Seriously. Blew me away. All right. Anything? So I may do a Zoom tomorrow for y'all. Definitely subscribe. Notification button. I may do a Zoom. I think I mentioned earlier in the week cosmic DNA. Man, bro, the middle pillar ritual. That thing had me about to levitate. Seriously. If you can change your diet to more of a lighter diet and like you feel good, the body ain't struggling, man, that's where it's at, bro. That ain't no joke. Seriously. That exercise ain't no joke. Like, so I rocks with that. I rocks with that. Heavy. So that's you got one. That's a winner. K Money, what up? Yeah, I never heard of it either. If you're talking about the toe readings, yeah, I never heard of it until today. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Yep. 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 Come on, man. Y'all gotta feed me, man. Our old man gonna go to sleep. I just wanted to see what y'all was up to, man. Oh yeah, yeah, that's dope. Yeah, you gotta know these Hebrew names. Middle pillar exercise is really a concept from the Kabbalah, but it's really talking about your body. And you utter these divine names from Hebrew, and they're just different names of God. So let's just say at the top of your head, you may say Eyehe, and let's just say you come down to, your throat, you may say Adonai, whatever the case may be, and whatnot. So you utter these particular names while channeling light from the crown on down to these centers and whatnot. And it's crazy. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice. Yep. Yeah. And then yeah, man. Well, guys, man, that Kabbalistic cross, you know what I'm saying? Then the ultimate is the banishing right. The banishing right is more of making negative energy go away. You know what I'm saying? Banishing. And what you're doing is you're reconfiguring the immediate spying ass ether that is around you. You know what I'm saying? For a psychic to be able to pick up on you, I'm telling you, these invisible strings in a sense that's like a telephone someone sensitive enough can pick up on it because it's connected to you. So when you do the banishing right and whatnot, what you're doing is you're reconfiguring your area. You know what I'm saying? And then when you say certain sounds, then you're trying to use sound waves to manipulate the configuration. So now, if any psychic force was trying to get in, trust me, if there's a buildup. Somebody thinking about you, you just ain't sensitive enough to pick up on it. Sometimes you are. So then what's happening is that line that can connect to you, it's just a matter of time. So your job is to consistently banish because you're reformatting that particular line and rescrambling it, and you actually making it dissipate and whatnot. So this is why I said in Western Kabbalistic magic that the true magician for real is supposed to banish every single day. This is no different from you Christians who's going to get up and pray and go to a psalm and recite a certain psalm. You understand what I'm saying? And then you get this psalm and you recite the psalm and whatnot. So it's just various ways of dealing with energy and whatnot. So that's the banishing right pentagram, known as the LBRP, lesser banishing right pentagram. But then you got to step into the realm of this Hebrew thing. You know what I'm saying? And you're supposed to do the Kabbalistic cross. Here, Hey, Ata, Adonai, Vigabora, Vigadula, Leolem, Amin. Right? You're supposed to go through all that. Then you got to face east. Or what you can do is, you're sensitive enough, you go in a circle, and where you feel the most resistance or pressure is coming from a certain direction, then it's called the projection. The projection is simply you feel it. And so what you is, once you feel it, when you feel the current from your feet come up from your inner being, breathe up, and you push it out. You breathe it out, right? So you project it back out that way. You dig? And so then with the banishing right, you're supposed to start in the east and you follow the direction of the sun. So you really follow in the direction that the earth spins. You're not necessarily following the direction of the sun. You're really following the rotation of the earth, which is important. But from our viewpoint, it looked like it's the sun that we're following. And so, you do a banishing right, 5-star pentagram one way. You got to say a certain name when you're facing a certain direction, right? Yod He Vahim. So what they doing is they draw a star. And if you grab a sword or a knife and do this shit, it's powerful. I made the heavens open up with the eyes. I wasn't my conscious intent to make the heavens open up. I was doing this practice so long, and so intensely. As a result of it, the heavens opened up and being back with me for a correspondence to take place so I can figure something out. All right. Really the beauty of God's glory. And so you can actually take a knife or a sword, do it with a sharp object. You can use your pinky finger if you want to, but if you grab a knife or a sword, you're on a whole nother level with it. And so once you draw this 5-pointed star, you stab it in the middle, and then this, right? So it's a silence thing. You know what I mean? And then you face the south, right? And then maybe hey, then face the west, Agola, and you just go through these different directions and you do the thing again. And then it's certain. So you just gotta learn it, man. So maybe that's game, man. But because I want y'all to be safe, you know what I'm saying? But it's something that I give those in the wealth club, anybody around me, like, yo, man, boy, here you go. This is what you know what I'm saying? And the true magician, like I said earlier, they use that. All right, so ayahuasca, man, I'm interested in psychedelics. I'm a psychedelic, safely, but I don't feel like shitting and throwing up at the same time. Like that's not cool. I'm throwing up and shitting at the same time. Like god damn, you know what I mean? I would have to be, for me personally, I would have to be in the right space. I got to shift back to a certain body weight. I know when I'm in that space. But I'm not opposed to it. In fact, I kind of lean towards it because I'm kind of interested on the trip, the ride. You know what I'm saying? As long as the nigga don't die. I'd be one of them niggas that die or something and shit. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But proceed carefully. Okay, you just emailed me. I got you. I got you. I got you. I will forward it to. Let me see. Let me check my email real fast. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, all artists mental. What you gave me? What you gave me? What you gave me? Oh, you gave me a chart. Okay. 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 So I'll give you something. I'll give you two things. I'll give you, and this is August 1578. I'll give you that you have to look at those three planets that are in the 12th house, because that's the eastern portion of the sky and that's the most sensitive area, period. And people who are born with the sun here, Mercury here, like you also have Saturn there as well. It makes way for a very, very, very intuitive person who is supposed to be doing some type of, easily you can be doing some type of spiritual work. I'm just having this conversation. I don't like the word psychic. It just totally skips the true definition of what's happening. I call psychic energy as transcendental consciousness. The information that you get transcends time and space. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're picking up on something about the past that happened to somebody because you're intuitive enough, you just transcended space and time. That space ain't here no more. You went there, and that time ain't here no more. You was able to transcend that. If you're going to tell me about something that's going to happen in the future because you're intuitive and you see things or whatever the case may be, you just did it again. You damn sure transcended time. 12th house energy, Pisces energy, psychic energy is really transcendental consciousness. You have to notice. So that's one. Your mindset, Mercury, your sun sign, who you are, is heavily infused in this aspect of the psychic spiritual phenomenon. Okay. So you could deal. Okay. And then notice how you got energy clustered in the second house, which is dope, which is the house of finances. And then you have Libra here. So this is the realm. This light getting on my nerve, man. It's too bright for me. This is the realm of partnerships inside of money. So this could be personal relationships, friendships, business, and/or all of the above. Okay. And so now this is in your second house. So you need to have solid relationships when it comes to your finances and really have financial goals because, the second house is the house of money. You got to get to it. But it's heavily predicated upon your relationships. Notice how it's a red line going from house 2 over to the moon. The moon and Cap. The moon and Cap is out of pocket. They ain't badly out of pocket, but it could definitely mean that you're not necessarily the emotional type per se. People can view you as cold. But that feminine principle is a little bit out of whack here and whatnot. So you got to make sure it's either mom, the parent, something going on there that needs to be reconciled. And this is what I mean by how a parent can be connected to your money. So this could be, or it could be dad because it's Capricorn, but it may be mom. If there's some type of issue that need to be worked out and resolved internally, mentally, I ain't telling you to go to them and say you sorry, but if you feel like you can and you want to, that's fine as well. But internal, mentally, there needs to be some type of resolution that's there if there's room for improvement with a parent, because that energy could potentially be blocking you financially for sure, because the second house is money. But how you going to get to the money where there's this emotional aspect that's in your memory that deal with your parents? Like, you got to free that space up so you can have more time and capacity to flow. You understand what I'm saying? And when you're dealing with the emotional centers are more the subconscious mind anyway. You know what I'm saying? So you'll never be able to connect the dots. You know what I mean? So you got to work through that, work through that, get your tight money team together, very prosperous, and do what you've been doing. Study and practice. You should practice meditation for sure because you have the markers for it. Okay. All right. Let's Cherry, what up? El Monte, what up? All right. Sacred Heart, El Boki, what up? Siron 19, what's good, man? What's good? What's good? Can you expand on the 30 cleanse you were talking about earlier this week involving the endocrine system? What was the 30 though? What I say about the number 30? 30? What I say about 30? 30, 30, 30, 30 what cleanse? What you talking about, OG Bruce Lee? 30 and what? Hey man, I'm about to go dark on y'all because it's like, man, it's getting on my nerve, right? It's one of those let me see. Welcome to the dark side, ladies and gentlemen. I should have brought a candle down here or something, man. But for real, it's messing with my eyes because I'm kind of sleepy. But all right. 30 days, 30 days in the endocrine system. I don't remember specifically going in with 30 days in the endocrine system. Maybe you're talking about when I showed the diagram of the meditative pose where each endocrine gland represents a chakra, and each chakra could represent 2 months basically. So if you got 6 centers, because it's not 7, if you got 6 centers in the body, then what happens is it starts off. Let me see if I can find that for you, bro. Let me see. Let me see, man. You talking about some of that Kriya Yoga, man. Talking about the Kriya Yoga. That's the moon. There go the moon. You see the moon? Hey, Baba. What's up, man? Sweetest old man you ever meet. This is a guy who used to come to me in my dreams. Indian master. That's Baba Hari Nanda. He has an ashram in Florida. And then you have some spiritual centers in Colorado, Joliet, Illinois. His house is in Florida. Where's the ashram? All right, that's what you talking about, bro. That's what you talking about. So you talking about if we wanted to start at the top of the head, July, then June, and what, August, September, October, November, December at the bottom, and then works itself back up. Okay. So, and then you can do the same thing with the moon phases. The new moon is right here, and then you can work it. But here's the kicker though. You can stay here for a month. You can stay here for a phase. You know, this is from here to here is only 2 weeks on the moon. From new moon to full moon, that's only a 2-week period. So if you want to, you can stay there. But the goal in Kriya is to speed up the process. So when you keep going over the loop over and over in meditation, you're condensing time. You're making time collapse. Is what you're doing. So you don't have to wait 30 days. You see what I'm saying? What takes 30 days, you just did that shit in one day. You know what I mean? So this is why Kriya Yoga is called the lightning path, because it's taking the path of consciousness to direct everything. It's not trying to just wait when that's there and this is there type of thing. You understand what I'm saying? But you can. Like we did that in solar power. Oh, not solar power. That was my first solar joint we was doing. We did that in and that's what you're talking about. You're talking about the cosmic light body, where for 30 days, what we would do would be let's say for example, we about to go into Sag season. And so tomorrow somewhere is going to be the first day of Sagittarius. So that's a mutable sign. And so we will wear blue. And so what we do is, because you can take all 12 zodiac signs and condense them down into their three modes: the beginning of a season, the middle, and the end. Sagittarius at the end of the fall. And so these three modes are symbolic for the three primary colors: red, blue, yellow. Okay. And so when we got in a certain zone where we was at for a month, so if we on Sagittarius, Sagittarius rules the liver, or Sagittarius rules also the sciatic nerve, then our consciousness for 30 days is on that particular organ, and we will wear that color because the light frequency progresses. You know what I'm saying? So we would deal with that particular color for a whole month, and that meditation and that color light as well within that meditation and whatnot. And so that's what we was doing, bro. You're right. I did mention that. You know what I mean? All right. Sacred Heart. Just what elaborate more on programming numbers. So programming numbers is simply about doing the act itself. You got to do the act. So you see 1111. All right, then you need to play 1111. Then play 1111 at 111, or play 1111 at 11:11 a.m. Right? You got to start doing things with the number. Listen to something for 11 minutes and that's synchron. Just play with the number, engage it. Programming numbers is the easy shit. I mean, I used to walk around and be like, okay, hey Jew, I'm gonna tell you, hey, watch I find something with 888 on it. You know what I'm saying? And just play around with it just to see, consciously think about this number to see, like, what's a number I will never see? But it could be triples because that's easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's a number I don't never really see? Oh, okay, let me try to play with that and see if the mental field is real. You know what I'm saying? So programming numbers is just you playing offense. Like, we play defense so much. I keep seeing a number this. I see it all the time. It wants you to do something. You got to engage back with the field. So, and I like to say play the number aspect because it gives you something to do where you can potentially make some money off of it. You know what I'm saying? So you do things at a certain time, certain day to mirror that particular number. It's easy. You know what I'm saying? It's like looking at, when you look at the blueprint of the United States of America, and you're like, wait a minute. Benjamin Banneker designed Washington, D.C. and said the federal triangle should look like these three stars. Boom, boom. Because these three stars look like a triangle. So it's like, oh, okay, well, shit. We can just look at certain configurations in the sky and say, hey guys, I'm building this in my house. I can build a triangle, and I can set up something of a triangle structure in my house. It don't have to be, in the city. I can put it in my house. You see what I'm saying? And say, this represents this. You see what I'm saying? So once you figure out these little blueprints and shit, 13 stars, so at that time, and what they do, they was like, this is what they did. They was like, oh, we know about Sirius, which is about 13 degrees Cancer at that time. The sun appears to be about 13 Cancer around July the 4th back then. Okay, we're going to file our Declaration of Independence on July the 4th. And then they were like, because the sun's about 13 degrees Cancer. Okay, but we're just going to be 13 colonies too, y'all. We don't want 12 colonies. We don't want 14. We're going to stop at 13. Okay. Now it's time to grow America because we won the Revolutionary War. And then say, well, shit, we're no longer going to be 13 colonies. Okay, But that thing that we're looking at called Sirius, it has a companion star that you don't see, and it rotates. They switch position about every 50 years. Oh, I know what. Since we got to grow now, we can expand from 13 colonies, which later became 13 states, to 50. Yeah. Let's do that. But we keep the original 13 because 13 degrees Cancer is still Sirius. So we keep that in the stripes that we have, but the number of states that we have will represent the orbital period of the star. See, the stripes on this flag behind me represent the location of Sirius. The stars represent the orbital period of Sirius. This is why 50 Cent is the fucking star. Because he's born around that time, like July 6th, if I'm not mistaken. And he's called himself, he's a Cancer. The sun's in front of goddamn Sirius, and then he goes by, which takes 50 years, and this nigga called himself 50 Cent. And then next thing you know, he has one of the best successful shows on Power. Well, Power is on Stars. They're like, y'all see this shit? Y'all do y'all catch this? Maybe we can do a video on that. But that's really it. Ain't nothing else to say about it. You know what I'm saying? Like 50 Cent is like where he get the transmission from. And see, that's the thing. These cats don't be up on science like that. People are walking out they shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, boom. Like Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is the physical embodiment of Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? Same birthday, right around that whole July 4th pocket. I think he July 6th too. And a heart is symbolic for love, and Philios is love, and you know it's a city of brotherly love. So therefore, you know, you need somebody who is the representation of that. And so he's born, you know what I'm saying, in that same pocket of space in Philadelphia, the city that gives us the birth of the nation. And then his last name literally is the physical embodiment of the goddamn thing that it's talking about, love. So yeah, we're gonna make him successful. You know what I'm saying? If he decides to, you know what I'm saying? You know what the Quran to say, you know, if we deem it to be, you know what I mean? And so he's another one. So he's walking in that light. You see what I'm saying? And we all are. You know? Yeah. The founding fathers was master masons, man. Well, wait till I come with the secret plan to end slavery from the founding fathers. Some of them, you had people who was with it, and you had some people that went with it. You had people who had slaves that was actually against it because they inherited, they were stuck with it. You know what I'm saying? From family members. But that's gonna be a whole. I can't wait till I get that shit. That shit is gonna be popping. Boy, I got some history down on that thing. It's gonna be crazy. Johnny Williams, do you think the moon being in the second decan of Cancer? So we got Cancer, Scorpio, okay, will make the USA Pluto return more intense. So that's yeah. I can see that. Makes sense. So Johnny Williams' question is, the moon is in the second decan of Cancer. What happens is each zodiac sign has 30 degrees, 0 through 29. That's 30 degrees. And the first 10 degrees of a zodiac sign is more strongly ruled by that zodiac sign. So in this case, Cancer rules the first 10 degrees. Then the second 10 degrees goes to the next water sign, which is Scorpio. And then the last 10 degrees of Cancer go to Pisces, okay? And so what Johnny is asking is, well, since the moon was in the second or in the decadent that represents Scorpio, do you think the intensity of this whole thing is going to be U.S. Pluto's return is going to be more intense? And so that's a great observation. If the rules of the decan is true, then yes, absolutely, for sure. because that's the part that rules Scorpio, and that's what Pluto naturally rules is Scorpio. So I can see that. My full moon ritual was me outside naked. Hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. You gotta get naked. You gotta do what you gotta do. You know, let the light hit you, man. Let the light hit you. Um, where and what does Sirius represent inside of our head and or body? Sirius is the third ventricle, known as the cave of Brahman. This is when you get the whole crown chakra to open up, but it's the third ventricle where it's nothing but pure white light, nothing but pure light that you see. I was able to get in that state twice. So the Kriya techniques teaches you how to, upon meditation, how to get up there. So Baba would say, focus on the fontanelle. It's the little bitty dot right here. Let me focus right here. Focus on the fontanelle. And watch your breathing. That's what Sirius is. It's right there. This is why Sepdet had the star on top of her head. Right there. The soft spot, y'all see, I got a lump right there. My joint go ooh. I got a lump right there. I'm abnormal. Shit. I literally got a lump right there. You know what I mean? So that's where it's at in the body, man. Yep. Moon goddess, what's up? Yeah. Right, like Kether from the Crown. Yeah, that's where it's at. Gemini rising, air. Mm-hmm. Yep. Recite the water. Just recite the number over the water. Drink the water. Yeah. That's programming, man. You can do whatever you want, man. You can do it. That's the beautiful thing about Earth. You can do whatever you want. What's up, Moon Goddess? We turn them notifications on, sister girl. Malik, you are Kabbalist. Old Kabbalah. Yep. Oh man, attention is everything. Everything. Yeah. Monica, what's up? What's happening with you? What's happening, Miss Montgomery? All right, what y'all got, man? Put it in the chat. What you got? We're just doing a quick Saturday night live. There's no particular lesson tonight. Do a Q&A before I go to bed. Because tomorrow I'm playing cash flow tomorrow. And I can't wait. Oh, yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, man. We're gonna get it cracking. All right, so synastry between a man's 11th house falling in a woman's 12th house. They're right next door to each other. I would say spiritual friends. Friends that are definitely on a mission to, they can use spirituality to uplift humanity, or the groups of people that they rock with should be kosher, conducive for the 12th house frequency. Yeah. But it also could represent deception from deceitful friends. Because the 12th house is deception, and secret enemies is your friends. Your friends are your secret enemies, rather. So you got to really kind of watch that, because you may not see each other for what they really are. Or if y'all straight, then you got to watch the friends y'all bring around, for sure. Pluto Sag generation, man. The truth. They lucky. Shit, they ain't in that 24-year group of people who got that shit in Libra and Scorpio. So they got the power to refine the truth. You know what I'm saying? The truth, them the truth setters right there. They ain't fucking around. And when they go in Capricorn, they're gonna bring it to government's ass. That latter generation. But these are Pluto and Sag, man. I like them. They gonna use the truth to transform this thing. You know what I'm saying? They probably the babies that came out of the product of that relationship karma. From that 24 group of people, what, 71 to 1995. So I like them. I like that. Oh yeah, man. Change is in the air. And Donald Trump is one of the main characters. For sure. All right. So can you expound on the Grand Cross? So Grand Cross, it's always gonna pop up in. It should naturally. It'll pop up in the signs that are all of the same modality. Okay. So you would have a Grand Cross, y'all, is a square. Draw a big old square, four corners, and an X in the middle of it, going from diagonal corner to diagonal corner. And what's happening is at each point of the square are planets, and the diagonal cross in the middle are opposition. They're opposite one another. So this is a Grand Cross in the chart. Steve Jobs has it. Charles Manson has it. You choose. It gives the person a whole lot of freaking energy that is very conflicting. Although Steve Jobs is a genius, Charles Manson is a genius. Charles Manson, I'm sorry, man. I see this whole shit different. I do. And I'm not talking about what he did. I'm talking about his personality on camera is adorable to me. Like, Charles Manson is funny as a mug. Like, I be cracking up off Charles Manson. You know what I'm saying? They asked Charles Manson the question, like, Charles, why people like you? And he was like, because of that. Like he be just different. And I be cracking the fuck up because he's serious, right? Like, Charles is different. You know what I mean? And so what's happening is you got a lot of conflicting energy. A lot of it. Jobs had it. You know what I'm saying? And it gives you a tremendous amount of, I want to say, force and power, right? So now you have to understand the signs that it's in. So if it's in the cardinal signs, start something, create. You must, you should, you better. If it's in the fixed signs, more focus. These cats could be the excellent implementators. If it's in the last signs of the mutables, then these people are just versatile and they can multitask and they could, get the job done and, pass it off. Um, so the Grand Cross is honestly, the Grand Cross is really a pyramid if you look at it. It's like you're looking down on, if y'all can imagine an X, I mean the square with an X in front of it, or an X going diagonally through it. Let me see. We have a scrap paper all messed up. Let's see something. So to you, that may look like a square with an X, but this is you in a helicopter looking down on the Great Pyramid in Egypt. So now that's four sides. You see what I'm saying? So it just depends. It depends how you see it. You know what I mean? That's a Grand Cross in your chart, and it just simply wants you got greatness, and you need that pushback to create. Because some people that got too many trines and sextiles and shit, they lazy. They don't have. They can stay home with mom. They don't have no friction to get them going. You know what I'm saying? They just don't. They lazy. So that's a Grand Cross. All right. All right. That's what it is. Cool. Ethereal synchronicity 444. What markers do you look for in matching death dates? What's a matching death date? I'm not sure what you're asking with a matching death date, but I'm looking at the day in comparison to the person. That's what I'm looking at. Oh shit, man, that's a crazy entanglement, man. A partner of mine's died 2 years later on the same day my pops was. Man. Okay, matching. The only thing that's going to be there, obviously, is the sun. I doubt if the moon is going to be there, because it takes 19 years for the moon to be in the exact same spot it was, on the same date. Um, so that's definitely some form of an entanglement. I would have to. That would take me having to look at some shit. You know what I'm saying? And most importantly, what it means to you. You know what I mean? Um, that's interesting. That's interesting. That's when we start fucking with some other shit. When it could be relationships that's transcending, um, incarnations. You know, that's something we got to build on, man. That's something we can build on. Yards. Yod, the finger of God is pointing at you. So Yod is what would we call that? Isosceles triangle, I think is the correct geometric term for that. A Yod. So we have a sextile, and what are we gonna have? Two trines. Is that right? Sextile, ma'am. Finger of God. So look at what it's pointing to. That's gonna give you the clue. Same with a kite. What is the kite pointing to? What is it pointing to? What is the planet at the tip of the triangle? What house is it in? Especially the house. I love houses more than I love signs. Um, what's the planet? What's the house? And we can get busy. That's what it's about. Understanding what it's pointing to. It's pointing to something. Everybody has sacred geometry in their birth chart, and then the points. If you got triangles and things, it's pointing to something. I think that's very significant. You die on your birthday, you a motherfucking master. You man, you done completed some shit. You was a master. You die on your birthday. That's undeniably like this thing is intelligent. Something's intelligent. You know what I mean? It's like you better think, y'all. You better think. You know what I'm saying? To die on your birthday. You know what I'm saying? Best day to play the lottery for somebody based on their chart. Couple factors, man. Couple factors. You can reduce that thing all the way down to planetary hours in your location. So the planetary hours in your location is one thing for sure. Um, you got you got you got other spreads. That's more. It's not on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? It's like planetary hours is a daily thing that changes every single day. But the planets may not be in position that's more favorable until later. Now, what's later? The moon moves pretty darn fast. So every 2.5 days, it switches zodiac signs. So you can get moon favorability by just waiting a couple days, right? So then if you want to wait till the moon is doing something, then there's a couple things you can do with that. You can wait till the moon is making a favorable aspect to the eighth house lord, which is other people's money. Or you can wait till the moon travels in that zodiac sign, but that's once a month. That's in your eighth house, which is other people's money. And so you got to know aspects to planets and be like, okay, let me try it there. The moon to a favorable planetary ruler, second house money, or eighth house other people's money, in conjunction with the planetary hour, could do it. You know what I'm saying? But that's literally dope because now you literally about to use a printout, looking at times, configurations, and then go try your hand and see what you magnetize to yourself. You know what I'm saying? And then belief has to be heavily predicated upon that. You know what I'm saying? I got Saturn afflictions to the fifth house. So the fifth house is the lottery. So I that's not my thing. Gambling ain't my thing. I don't gamble. You know what I'm saying? So games of chances with money, I don't even play them. You know what I'm saying? My chart's not necessarily favorable for that activity. You know. Um, was it a secret war in the Masonic organization? So that's dope, man. I got a whole calendar, right? A board right here. Like y'all see pieces of a whiteboard behind me. I got 3 boards. On that board, this board, I got a whole thing where first the first York Rite Masons that I'm got in America was the Sons of Liberty in 1773 to 1775 in that era. But the Scottish Rite had a meeting in 1794 in Albany, New York, and they stopped meeting. Now, the York Rite is known as the American Rite, and you would think it may have its history before the Scottish Rite came into America, but the Scottish Rite will come later in the 1800s. However, like I just said, there's the Scottish Rite is on record in 1794 in Albany, New York, and they stopped meeting. 1775, 1 month in March, because a month later is about to be the Battle of Concord in April of 1775, which is really going to start the American Revolutionary War. Well, 1 month prior to the American Revolutionary War, Prince Hall is getting this charter and getting this thing situated to for African Freemasonry to be able to do their thing um, here. And then when we speed it up, because that's a study that I'm looking to, I got a theory and my theory is Scottish Rite Masonry is coming in to secretly take over some shit so black people can be free. It's a theory, and I got to get to it. I know certain things. Certain things is critical. I put it that way. But I tell y'all what, if you look into the founder of the Scottish Rite, the guy who brung it here in the States, his name is Stephen Morin. You're gonna have to riddle me why was he was heavy in Haiti, and in his last days he was in Jamaica and he's buried in Jamaica. And his name is Stephen Morin. And I just can't see, well, I can, but it's harder for me to see a white guy who's in Haiti wants to go back to Jamaica and be buried in Jamaica when he dies in Jamaica. That don't sound white to me. And he brung the higher degrees, you know what I'm saying? The 25th degree and all that. He brought the higher degrees, and it was used to be known as Morin's Rite. And so I'm working on something that deals with, because I'm gonna give you this, man. If you Google image Scottish Rite Masonic jurisdiction map, you're going to see that the northern jurisdiction are the northern states that slaves was coming to get free. And everything else, including Wyoming and all that shit far out west, is under the southern jurisdiction. So the northern jurisdiction, which I think was 1813, the Northern Masonic jurisdiction was created. You had a war in 1813, which was pretty much the war. The war 1813 was technically a freaking, the American Revolutionary War Part 2. You know what I mean? I think there's some type of relationship there where they was getting ready to do a takeover for black folks. I just have to piece it all together. So if you go to the Northern Masonic Jurisdiction website and you start reading their history, and I think I did on one of these webinars, one of these lives, dude who created Rikers Island, who they named it after, he was a part of that Northern Masonic jurisdiction. But it was somebody else he was rolling with that they was at odds with one another. Because dude that they named Rikers Island after, he was a district attorney and he was on some bullshit. They locked free black people up and send them into slavery. So he was on some bullshit. But who he was rolling with at the time to create a certain Masonic body within the northern jurisdiction, he was anti-slavery. So you have these rifts for sure inside of masonry about this thing, dealing with the black issue and whatnot. And so I'm gonna get to it in my later studies. That's a good question, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Jupiter and Venus hours for sure. The best time. I am the money magnet. You absolutely are. That's dope. It's born Pronith. What up? What up? What up? All right, man. I'm about to get out of here, man. What do you think about Uranus and Neptune in the fifth? Weird spiritual children. Something weird. Uranus in the fifth I got Uranus in the fifth. You know what I mean? Somebody could be different. Unique freedom and romance. You know what I'm saying? Being eccentric. You know what I'm saying? Allowing your children room for their own freedom and creativity. and then Neptune becomes more of a spiritual musical thing. With Neptune, Neptune represents deception and drugs, so then you got to watch for that on the low side. But the high side is going to represent spirituality and music and imagination. And the fifth house is just one of my favorite houses. It's creativity, man. It's a lot of creativity and a lot of fun and whatnot. All right. All right, man. I just wanted to say what's up to y'all, man. I ain't really want to I ain't had nothing to build on, man. I appreciate y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you. Subscribe, hit the notifications. I think I'll do a little bit of cosmic DNA for y'all. I'll do the screen share thing. You know what I'm saying? Where y'all can see my screen. That way y'all can see some patterns, perhaps, and whatnot. So get at me, man. Get at me. Myastrologycoach.com. You can click on membership tab, make a choice. You know what I'm saying? You can come in the Family Wealth Club from over there. If you want star reports, it's only $7 a month. If you select to come into the Wealth Club portion of it, where it's $44 a month, you're only paying $7 for the report. Or if you want to come straight over to the Wealth Club, man, go to theprosperityinvestmentgroup.com. I didn't show y'all. I was gonna show my portfolio tomorrow too. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do some family wealth tomorrow for y'all. That's what I do. Do some family wealth. I just closed on a house. When did the wire go? Thursday. So a couple days ago, we just got another house. Hold on, man. I'm about to show y'all my picture. Y'all gonna respect my gangster, man. Rick Ross did it. It's time to buy back the block. Buy back the block. It's time to buy back the hood. Buy back the hood. It's all about your last name meaning something. You heard me? Start with a duplex or something. Buy yourself a house. That's the fat boy. You see me way back there, like, where's Waldo? So these two houses right here are next door to each other. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I own two houses next. That's my first time owning houses next to each other. You know what I'm saying? And if you go back maybe here. Shit, if you go back on this channel on 2016 around November, December, I was talking about buying back the block. If not, it's probably on YouTube, the Prosperity Investment Group. I ain't never over there, but you know, I was talking about buying back the block. You know what I'm saying? And I mean it. You know what I mean? Take some time. Gotta do some deals and stuff, but we got that. And most importantly, I want to show you how you can do that. All right. So that's at theprosperityinvestmentgroup.com. Click on the membership tab, Family Wealth Club. Do I teach languages? I used to teach people how to read Hebrew and write Hebrew. Not everything in Hebrew, but I can teach you the base of Hebrew in just 4 weeks. In just 4 weeks, I have people who never don't know shit about Hebrew. Because Hebrew got something called noun synthesis. You know what I'm saying? I'll show you the alphabet. Aleph, Beth, Gamil, Daleth, Hey, Vowel, Zion, Ket, Tet. Go through all the alphabets. Only 22 letters. Man, you got that? Okay. Now, here's a word called Ab. A-B. Means father. Okay. And then we can say Moses is Moshe. So if I say Ab Moshe, what did I just say? Father Moses. Or if I say Moshe Ab, what did I just say? Moses father. So is an A, is a father, they totally don't put that there in Hebrew. It's implied, right? So if I say Moshe Ab, they talk like it sound like Cookie Monster or something. Like it just sound weird. Moses father. No, Moses is a father. So is a is just not there and it's implied. Now, if you put the letter he in front of something with a certain mark, it means the. So if I say he ab, it can mean the father. So now let's say Moshe he ab. What did I just say? Moses the father. Okay, another word, Malik. Malik means king, like MLK. Malik means king. Okay, Moshe Malik. Moses is a king. You see what I'm saying? Moshe Ha-Ab, or I'm sorry, Moshe Ha-Malik. Moses the king. So just that fast, you're creating these nouns, reading these nouns, and you're putting them together and you're doing noun sentences. Okay? And so I have you reading this shit. Then it starts to get longer. You see what I'm saying? Just from understanding the basics. So the first week is masculine nouns. The second week is feminine nouns. And it gets very interesting dealing with why they perceive certain things to be feminine and masculine, like Israel or these certain concepts that we have within the family dynamic are land and nation. Land and nation, like one of them is feminine and one of them is masculine. You know what I'm saying? So it gives you, Hebrew gives you a dope psychology into reality. It really does, for real, for real. Are you fucking with the tree of life? Or are you dealing with the language itself? You know what I'm saying? All right, can you explain the yard, please? The yard. What is it pointing to? That's the yard. The yard in the chart is this little, it's just a little isosceles triangle, right? Yes. It's not an equilateral triangle. It's a isosceles triangle. Yes. That's what the yard is. I was trying to draw it, but so my point is, take me to, you know what I mean? Like if this is the isosceles triangle, we want to know what it's pointing at. What is the yard pointing at? Because these two ain't the point of the triangle. This is more like the base. A yard has a base, right? Usually 60 degrees. They're two zodiac signs away, and then they both pointing at something. We want to see the base of the triangle simply represents opportunity, because that's what is 60 degrees away. So that's an opportunity. So we can get into it and be like, okay, an opportunity to do what? What planet, what house to what house, what they talking about? But where is it pointing to? The yard wants you to go somewhere. So let's channel what that opportunity is at the base into that point. You see what I'm saying? So that's what that is. You know what I mean? What does your yard point to? And let me know. How can I get in tune with that? I don't know. What you getting in tune with? All the languages. That's upstairs. I can't remember the name of the book that taught me, but I'll bring it downstairs tomorrow, and then we could tune in, chime in, and I get it for you. But you gotta, you just gotta be on. Once you motivated, you would get it. It's easy to self-teach yourself this stuff because you're eager to learn it and stuff. And that's why I was giving it to people, and then they learn that shit in 4 weeks. We reading. I actually had 8-week course, Hebrew 1 and Hebrew 2, and we're going through it. And then you got to write these sentences or tell me what it means. You know what I mean? All right. Yeah, 4 week, man. I don't do them no more, man. I don't. But I'm starting to kind of get back into that little bag a little bit. So, and somebody been asking me, man, when you gonna come back out with the Hebrew stuff, man? I might. I need balance in my life. I need a woman in my life. My toes showed me that I need a motherfucking woman in my life. All right, man. I'm sleepy, man. I'm about to start acting crazy. So, anyway, man, I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. I appreciate you. All right, peace.